Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As the title suggests, this is going to be a video with just some of the uses that I have for acrylic inks. And I just love playing with these, and I honestly adore just how versatile they are. There's so much that you can do with them. And yes, there's quite a few brands out there. I just grabbed the ones that I had sitting around, and honestly I was unpacking from being in store a couple of days ago, and I thought, you know what, I should just pull these out and play with them. So today we're going to talk about Roweny as well as Liquitex inks, and of course these are the acrylic inks. Of course, Golden has their high flow that I really like, but since I just had these still out, I thought I would pull them out and or keep them out instead of putting them back where they belong as I was unpacking, just to kind of share some of the uses that I have for the inks, because I like working with them in my journals. You've probably seen me use them before in spray bottles. So I just thought I would share some of the tips and tricks that I have for working with acrylic inks. I have this, I think it's a craft mat, but this one's just a smaller size, and this one is one, like the Ranger has the really large one, and I also have just the small one here on my table. And so let's just kind of pop into what I like to do with acrylic inks. And I'm just going to use this, it's Stonehenge by Legion paper that was actually sitting on my desk. So I'm going to pull a sheet of this guy out, and the very first reason I honestly bought these inks years and years ago was the fact that in an art journal, a pen would kind of gunk and skip over the pages. So I just got myself one of these like dip pen and nibs, and I can write with these and make nice little marks and such like that, without having the pen gunk up or anything like that. And you've probably seen me use just this regular bamboo reed pen, but I just truly enjoy the fact that I can like write in my journals and make marks in my journals, and such like that, without having the pen kind of skip over the layers and layers and layers of stuff that I have. And it truly does last quite a while, regardless of which one I use. Even if I used this guy, I can still get myself a variety of marks for a while to be able to write. So that was the first reason why I got these inks. And I literally brought a black and a white to just kind of try them out with a dip pen or a nib. And because it's an acrylic, as soon as I'm done, I literally dunk them in my bucket of water just to make sure that the inks don't dry up there in the nibs and such. So I also realized that, and of course, another thing that I grew to love with these is the fact that it just provides such an ease of painting, and you can truly get yourself some really cool backgrounds really quickly just by picking up your brush, and now that water's dirty, picking up your brush and painting with these, and the colors are truly vibrant. I love that they mixed well, and I mean, you can just really do some cool backgrounds and such like that with these paints. So that's, of course, or with these inks. And the colors range from both lines are just truly beautiful in actually all three lines, the Liquitex, the Roweny, as well as golden. Like, their color range is just truly beautiful. I also discovered that I can put these guys out on this non-stick surface, and let's just do this one. And it creates some really cool backgrounds this way in my journal. The one thing I've done is just taken 2 colors, put those down. I'm going to spray it with just plain water because I want the colors to kind of blend around and move. And then I am just going to take here, this is just regular Bristol because, again, it was sitting on my desk. And I'm going to use this little card, and I can kind of mush around and get a really cool background, even if this were in my journal. And once it dries, I love that it stays just this vibrant. And of course, I should have put on my gloves in a bottle that was sitting here because now I'm going to get really dirty. But once this dries, it's going to stay really vibrant. And I can again take, this dip pen with black or any colors that I want and draw around on that. So that's another way that I actually like to use them. And then I'm just going to clean this up very quickly. And move this guy out of the way. You've seen before here where I've taken those same inks and put them into spray bottles. And every so often my local Jerry's Artorama will have these bottles, and they put them on sale for like 99 cents, and I believe they're usually like $1.99 or something like that. But whenever they go on sale, I'll grab quite a few of them just so that I can have them on hand to whenever these get really where they won't spray anymore. And one thing that helps with that is to make sure that your lids always stay on tight. Whenever I'm teaching or demoing in store, I always try to make sure that my lids go back on and that they're on really tight. But sometimes I just honestly can't control it, and it might be a few days later before I unpack. So I will, sometimes when they get a little bit clogged, I always end up taking them in the bathroom, like sitting them, this little part, in some hot water and just kind of pumping it until the water comes out clear again. And I always call that giving them a bath to make sure that they spray. But I thought here I would kind of show you guys how I fill mine. And I just literally take some, I always end up mixing it up with a little bit of water just because it seems to help me make mine go further. You can mix yours with water, and I've not used very much water. And I'm going to take, this one is a De La Roweny color, and I will literally just kind of take a couple dropperfuls and just put into the bottle of the sprayer of water and give it a good shake. If you find that it sprays too lightly, then you can just add more ink, which this one looks like it's going to be a bit too light. So I'm going to add just a little bit more ink to it. If you found that you've not put enough water in it and it, you feel as though it's spraying too dark over everything, you can certainly add a little bit more water and just kind of finagle it until you get the right color that you want. And so I can take that, and we'll do it here on this again, and any stencil that I have. And of course, then I've kind of made my own spray paint. And I like doing that a lot just because spray paints here in my studio, I always feel as though they just kind of smell. And so I don't want, I usually end up having to take a true spray paint outside, but then I can do something like this inside without a smell. So that's another way that I enjoy using them. And then I could, of course, take that same black ink that I had before with my dip pen and kind of go around these in black, and then even maybe chop this up and send it as a card or something like that. And it's just truly, it's a simple little handmade card that you can do. Um, I thoroughly enjoy using these inks for things like that. But I truly hope you guys enjoyed this little video of me just kind of sharing why I like inks and how I use inks. I'm certain that there are so many other ways out there to use them. And I'd love for you guys to share any of your tips and tricks and techniques for using ink down in the comments below, just because I always love learning and growing, and I feel as though the YouTube and like Instagram art community is just so sharing. And so if you have some really neat tips that of how you use inks, I'd love for you to share those. But I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.